Hey everyone, hi, welcome. Well, this is a true welcome back moment for me. I have been really sick over the course of the past 5 days. I have been really sick, and now today I finally turned a corner and of course, one of the first things I want to do is to chat with you all and to talk about books. It's just been such a interesting past couple of days. I've just never been so grateful to be alive. I've never been so just so grateful for life in general and for the things that I have and for my family and for you all. It's just been a real roller coaster for the last few days. And yeah, so anyways, today I wanted to pick out actually my May TBR. So I have my books behind me. I'm actually standing. What? And I changed things around. I really wanted to be closer to my window. So I don't know, there was something that my heart wanted where I wanted to be able to see out my window and to see nature outside. So I've changed things around and I think I'm gonna keep it like this or something about like something akin to this angle for a little while. So, you know, I hope you all get used to it quickly or you enjoy it. But right now I wanted to talk about some readathons that are going on in May and the books I want to read that will go with those readathons. If you don't know me already, then that was quite the doozy of, an introduction. Hi, I'm Shelly. I really love booktube, the booktube community, and all things books related. And what goes on every month for the booktube community is usually events and readathons, themes for one's reading that one can think about. And there are 3 readathons that are really kind of getting in and amongst me that I would love to participate in. And so anyhow, if you also like books and reading and the booktube community, or if you're new to this booktube community and you wanted to join in, I would encourage you to subscribe, stick around, and without any further ado, let's get into the meat of this video. The first readathon that has really piqued my interest, that has really got me thinking about how I want to participate, is the readathon Mental Health May. Now, this is being ran by Marilyn Mendoza and Kim at Middle of the Book March. So I'm going to leave their channels linked down below. And it's about, reading and better, deepening one's well of understanding about mental health. And so fiction or nonfiction books would go with this. And I've only been able to think of one book in my collection that will go with Mental Health May. So I'm going to look through my collection, grab that one book, and I will, let you know what I find and what I end up coming up with. I found 4 books that actually look really appealing and ones that my mood kind of chose for me but also fits within the theme of Mental Health May. So the first one is Yin Yan Lee's Dear Friend, From My Life I Write to You. And this is about, it says, startlingly original and shining with a quiet wisdom. This is a luminous account of a life lived with books. Written over 2 years while the author battled suicidal depression, Dear Friend, From My Life I Write to You is a painful and yet richly affirming examination of what makes life worth living. So here's option number 1. Option number 2 is an author that I have found wonderful for my own mental health. Somebody who is compassionate and understanding, and revisiting her work would be really good for my spirit. And that is Upstream by Mary Oliver. It's one that I have tabs in it if you can see. Anyways, it's one that I've actually started, but I didn't get past the first section, not because it wasn't beautiful and wonderfully written, but mostly because I got distracted with other things. And it says that she encourages us all to keep moving, to lose ourselves in the awe of the unknown, and to give power and time to the creative and whimsical urges that live within us. So again, she's somebody that inspires me, that makes me feel better, and that I just really enjoy spending time with. So if I'm thinking about sort of my own care in May, then this would be a good one to pick up. The book that I actually thought of before I went to my shelves was Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. This is a fictional book, but it's semi-autobiographical in that Sylvia Plath herself suffered from depression and suicidal thoughts before she took her own life. And this book talks about, I think, a young person who also struggles with those feelings and those challenges. And then the book that I'm least likely to pick up because it's a chunkster, and I already have a chunkster for my May TBR, and that is Ruth Ozecki's The Tale for the, not The Tale for the Time Being. I looked at this little circle and it said that, and that's what came out of my mouth. The Book of Form and Emptiness. This is about, I think most of this book touches on mental health and the way that we process grief. And this won the Women's Prize last year, and since we are in Women's Prize season, I think it's always wonderful to sometimes visit the books on our shelves that we haven't read that were honored by the Women's Prize from the past. So if I did pick this up, I feel like I would still be, celebrating in the Women's Prize, but in a different way. Anyways, I think this is most of the conversation is in this book about mental health. So this would be a perfect book for that, but it's so chunky that it makes me not want to pick it up. But anyhow, I guess we'll just see. The next readathon is May of the Moderns. This is ran by Margaret Atwood. I'll leave her channel linked down below. And we are encouraged to read books from the modern period, which is, I think we determined it was from around 1900 to the Second World War about. So, we have this time period of the early 1900s. I'm very sure that I have some books on my shelves, and they're little slim ones, which is what I like sometimes. So let me go get those. Okay, that was really easy. I immediately found 4 very short books that I'm interested in reading, for which I'm interested in reading all of them, and they fit right exactly in that modernist period. So the first one is a play, and it's by Bernard Shaw. It also helps with my 23 Classics for 2023, which is a project that I'm doing this year to challenge myself to read 23 classics in this year of 2023. So Bernard Shaw, this is St. Joan. It is, I believe he won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1925 for this, and it was published in 1924. I have pretty much no idea what this is about, but I guess we'll see if I end up picking this up. So a slim little work, and I have been enjoying plays and theater work, theater writings. Okay, I don't know why I said it like that, but lately, so this might be a really good option for me. first published in 1937, we have John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, another incredibly slim work. I can't believe I haven't read this. I read my first Steinbeck, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, I can't remember. I think it might have been last year. There were some things I really, really enjoyed about his writing, and then there are some things I felt kind of meh about. So I guess if I need to read more of him so I can form an actual opinion about, you know, what I think about John Steinbeck. So yeah, Of Mice and Men, perfect for a modernist readathon. First published in 1929, we have Nella Larsen's Passing. I keep on telling myself I'm going to read this, and then I keep on sloughing it off. It's supposed to be about two sisters, maybe twins, I don't know. One of them can pass as a white woman and can move through the world in that space, and the other sister cannot. I don't really know much more than that, and I really don't want to know. But yeah, Passing by Nella Larsen, a good option for May of the Moderns for me. And then finally, the modernist queen. I mean, truly, she did, I think, most, if not all of her writing during this period, and she was so good at what she did. Really, really good. And we're talking about Edith Wharton. And if you've been around this channel for any length of time, you know that I really love Edith Wharton's The Age of Innocence, and her other book that I love that is not coming to my mind right now. One moment. The House of Mirth. I don't know how I forgot that title. I really don't know. So this was first published in 1911. It's a slim little novel, probably the one that I'm most excited to get to this month. I just love her work. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's just so beautiful. Just one where it's storytelling and just exquisite writing come together to form a beautiful piece of literature. I mean, anyways, I'm gonna stop gushing about her because clearly I really, really love Edith Wharton. And then the final readathon that I'm really excited about. I mean, why am I excited about Misery though? I've just spent the last 5 days being quite miserable. I guess in a weird way, it makes you more grateful for life. I don't know, but it's Misery May, and it's being run by two incredible people, Gemma of Books and Scott at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, my nemesis here on BookTube. When we disagree about a book, we disagree so hard. So anyways, so this actually bodes well for me because I am planning on either the audiobook will be the most available book to me the soonest. It will be available, it will be available to me the quickest, though I would love to actually read this book too. But it is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, partly because of the Women's Prize and partly because Scott actually DNF'd this. So I was like, oh, that means I'm gonna love it. So yeah, so there's that. I think, let me look around. I think I have to go out of the room, and I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm gonna look for some more miserable books. I do own the book that will be the group read for Misery May, and that is Jude the Obscure. I think this is the group read. Now I'm doubting myself, but it would still fit with Misery May even if it's not the group read, and it's Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy. The only thing is that I don't know if I'm really in the mood to read this book. So I guess we'll see, but I will put it on my sort of floating TBR, to be read list. And then I also thought of Carson McCullers, but it's only because the word sad in it. And so it's The Ballad of the Sad Cafe and Other Stories. But maybe I'll read that story and finally get acquainted with Carson McCullers. So yeah, so there are those two books as well. So I don't know, I guess we'll just see where it goes with Misery May. Why didn't somebody think of Mystery May? Because an additional book that I probably will pick up in May, but I don't own it yet. I will order it in a few days. And that is the third book in the Linley series by Elizabeth George, which I think is Well Schooled in Murder. So I've been really enjoying Elizabeth George at this point and think that she is brilliant and really entertaining, and I've just been really enjoying spending time with her characters. And anyway, so I'll probably be picking that up. I guess since it's about murder, maybe it's also miserable. I don't know. She's definitely not a modern mental health. Like, she doesn't really connect. Well, I guess one of her characters has like her own struggles with herself. Well, all of her characters do. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the weeds of it now, but I will probably pick up an Elizabeth George murder mystery because I've been really enjoying those. And I think that's it. That's everything that's going to be on my TBR. So I'll show you it. I'll show you my stack right now. Again, this stack is it's more of a pile of possibilities, books that are on my mind. But I really enjoy doing this with you all. But here is my stack. And I don't know, I'm excited for May. I think that there's a lot of good potential reads in this stack, and I guess I'll see what I get to. But yeah, this was interesting, kind of choosing things with you all in real time. That was quite fun for me. So anyways, what are you going to be reading in May? Is there a readathon that you're going to participate in? I would love to know. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye.